Good evening. Tonight, President Phillips will try and restore calm to the troubled United States after the disturbing developments on the Louisville event. As we all know, it's been 9 days since the first infection, a week since the quarantine of the city began, and only yesterday we learned of those immune and the airborne transmissibility of the virus. It appears a statement has been released prior to the press conference. New kid. So, for those still in Louisville, with a heavy heart, we thank you for your sacrifice. Under impending destruction, some tried to escape.
Fuck, they're too quick. I thought They're too quick. How are you supposed to...
Get revenge.
Delivery driver, he just wants to burn down his place of work. Oh!
Secure the area around their home.
They're too fast.
Put their fallen co-workers to rest. Fight against dwindling odds.
No.
We'll see their family members one last time. But all their efforts were in vain, as the military would never let them leave, and the dead inside refused to let them live.
So that's what we want. Oh, shit! Fuck.
But maybe, just maybe, someone would make it. Spawning in, I found myself surrounded by lockers and quickly figured I was in a school based on the loot inside. The dead had already spotted me. Not knowing the extent of the infestation within the building, I ignored the threat and continued searching the lockers. As soon as I began fighting, any number could hear come sprinting towards me, but the door was about to break. Luckily, neither of the two were sprinters, and the third emerged after a delay. It was a battle through the hallway and adjacent rooms, with sprinters forcing me to run around. The lack of a melee weapon causing a laceration. But I worked my way into the car park through the pain and my growing needs. There were enough cars I could almost guarantee gas, but without the ability to hotwire, finding a key was my only hope, so I methodically searched each glove box and ignition. Locked, I needed to smash a window to get in.
Motherfucker, goddammit, no.
Before I could get back inside, sprinters already blocked my path. But after maneuvering around them, I found the building invalid, ruling out options at every turn. That someone was not Maggie Pearson. Gene Villa is an outdoor survivalist with a plan. Deep in the forests, maybe he could survive the blast and live off the land. But I needed to get there first. After sweeping my home for loot, I fought and snuck my way to whatever car I could see. Smashing the passenger window, I ran away immediately to avoid any drawn sprinters. Thankfully, nothing. The luck didn't hold as I turned up empty-handed when rifling through the car, so I broke into the neighbouring house hoping for keys, supplies for camping, or a better weapon. Getting dark, I hunkered down and slept away the night. I needed to speed up my escape. Breaking into a barricaded home was just what I needed. I found protective clothing, food, weapons, and a last resort. The bat made me formidable, but not safe. Pushing north, I spotted a severely damaged Jeep and smashed my way in. I had my ticket out of here, if it lasted the journey. Too many Zeds hit, or one crash, the engine would give out and spell disaster. Now on the outskirts, I gunned it to the south and used the adjacent fields to give me space to maneuver around groups. Now far away, I pulled off and found myself at the forest's edge. I had made it. With sprinters coming, I used what little durability the car had left to kill the followers, and left on foot. I ventured deeper and deeper into the woods. If I stopped, I would die, but I soon found myself shrouded in darkness, and fearful the branches tearing at me would be followed by a bite. Separated from his squad, Terrence Rourke heard the news from his superiors on what would happen to Louisville. It was on the wrong side of the fence. Fighting immediately, I worked to secure my spawn house but struggled to see a goddamn thing. Opening occupied rooms, I retreated into moonlight to fight. Needing daylight, I meditated and plotted my escape. I could use the corpses inside as camouflage to get close to the fences, and then think of a way through. Except it failed to deceive the dead. Bitten and barely hanging on, the hope of my immediate escape was dashed. But there were rumors of those immune, and I could recover. All I needed was time and a secure place to plan. Venturing north, I found a homestead, a bike, and an opportunity to gather resources. With the sun setting and the nearby factory yielding little, I biked home. My absence had let stragglers wander in. For the remainder of the day, I added sheets to the windows, cleared the area, and began disassembling furniture for planks and nails to barricade my home. Continuing into the next day, I disassembled more furniture, hid away to avoid a helicopter, cleared the dead it had pulled, and stripped 2 more homes. Laden, I secured my home and plotted my next steps overnight. Finding myself in a storage lot but unable to access anything inside, I need to find the basics of survival somewhere else. I immediately began checking the vehicles out the front, only to be met by stiff opposition. Over time, I slowly armed and armored myself from the fallen dead, but they reminded me that one loud noise would spell my end. Still, I needed to check for keys. With no luck, I entered the American Tire store, hoping to find weapons, supplies, or anything remotely useful. The thought of multiple sprinters running me down, I broke and raided what little I could from the back room before it was also overwhelmed. A bike was already dead, unless that vaccine actually worked. Shooting up in a storage lot bathroom, I hoped for the best, but anticipated the worst. Thankfully, I was still kicking, but so was the parking lot. Gas and keys meant I could flee the area, but without food, I risked starving before finding a source, so I pressed on to the eastern buildings. Cafe. I'd have more time if I could get everything out. Relatively safe, I continued searching cars for something faster or gas to ensure my escape from the city centre. Forced to use a single bottle, I slowly transferred gas into the step van's tank and finally entered the back. Dude, no. Then again, I took a break in the van before confirming my inability to access storage units, fighting even more dead into the evening. More food was only one window away. Stripped bare, I return to the van to unwind, get on top of my withdrawal. A nearby group had decided the parking lot was their new home. And after a close call and with my basic needs met, my time here was over. Driving southwest through Louisville with sprinters? Yeah. With more sprinters joining the fray, the van would die before they would, so I continued searching further down the road. Gunning it, I stretched the legs of the van while putting distance between me and the pursuing dead. Seizing a break in the uniform distribution, I ditched the vehicle to enter the empty estate. Unknown numbers would soon be on the van. If I tread carefully, I could take this place and wait out the apocalypse. There were some solid scores inside, and the mechanics book meant it was far more feasible to grind it to level 2 for hot wiring. The next two things on my list were bringing the van inside the compound, assessing my new car, and then getting through mechanics. Heading south, I gained some free XP installing a tire, but avoided breaking windows in favor of stealthily looting a nearby home. Encumbered, I dumped everything inside my van before returning to the street. A boarded home meant invaluable supplies, and the spilt blood paved my way to them. Now had high damage melee weapons, a large capacity backpack, and all I'd need to keep myself going for the foreseeable future. I'd like to have taken guns, but sprinters and agoraphobia meant any charging dead would quickly overwhelm me, so I chose to hold on to my pistol for the time being. After some basic carpentry and organizing, I turned in, ready to continue my work. With keys for a near pristine Toyota Corolla, I added some fuel and scouted the nearby area. Not great, but easily navigable. With better awareness of the state of my surroundings, I knocked out more homes for supplies, and tuned into the radio. They'd deprived me of the chance to carve a home for myself. For all my effort, this van would now be my grave if I did nothing to escape. Thinking it through, I had two paths with the same answer. With the blowtorch from the neighboring house, I could cut through the quarantine fences to escape, but I needed to find a welding mask. Or I could break through with a sledgehammer, if I could find one. Regardless, both required a trip to a warehouse, and I knew just the one. Familiar and sparsely populated streets quickly broke into a shit show. If I drove directly there, untold numbers of sprinters would run me down, so I elected to try and pull them away from the complex so I could infiltrate with my relatively quiet car. Except now I needed to double back through the mess I had created. Speed was a dangerous friend as it let me put distance between me and the dead, but almost caused me to overshoot my exit. Back to full speed, I mentally prepared for the fight of my life. I had no plans from here on out, just instinct. With their corpses sprawled against the fence, I took a moment to siphon gas before pressing into the warehouse.
Oh, cheeky. Didn't jump skip way too much.
I was cracking under pressure. Banging and a consistent stream of dead kept the tension, but I slowly pressed on. A welding mask. I had a chance. I wanted to take everything, but a jet overhead shook me into gear. For any chance of success, I would need nightfall and prep time at home. With plenty of the day left, I added gas to my Corolla, loaded my new nail gun, grabbed food and water, and meditated, drawing the next steps in my mind over and over until it was time to put them into action. I was headed to the southeast of the industrial complex. From there I could drive close to the quarantine wall and cut my way to freedom. Finding myself in a residential suburb, I cut my headlights and continued venturing southeast until I ran out of road. Without a choice left, I took what gas I could and fled into the woods. The quarantine fence. Equipping my blowtorch, I searched for a weakness before cutting my way through and fleeing into the wilderness. The military could still track me down, but I had made it and left countless souls behind.